The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) in Ogun State is seeking the support and collaboration of key stakeholders towards its fight against drug abuse and rehabilitation of drug users. Commander NDLEA in Ogun State, Tijjani Rabe, sought the collaboration during a visit to the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye. The commander called for the establishment of rehabilitation centers owned and managed by NDLEA. This move, he said, will further help to address stigma as well as help with prompt rehabilitation of drug users. While decorating Pastor Adeboye as War Against Drug Abuse Ambassador, the commander said NDLEA will not relent until the war against drug abuse is won. On his part, the General Overseer of RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, said the church will continue to support the initiative of the NDLEA.
As a commander, after my assumption of duty in Ogun State, I realized that it's one of the states, one of the very few states that NDLEA do not have a rehabilitation center that is managed by itself. We always receive people brought to our office for counseling. She is the one in charge of counseling. We counsel them, but we don't have a property. We don't have a place where we can keep them and treat them and rehabilitate them. And because the rehabilitation is such a very extensive thing, it requires counseling the person, treating him of the sickness of drug addiction, and then integrating him and teaching him some skills. Some of them have their own skills actually. So we improve them in their own skills, develop their skills for them before we can release them back to the society. And we continue to follow up so that they will not relapse. So it's such a very long program, because to save one life from the trap of drug abuse is not an easy task. We have private rehabilitation centers within the state, but of course, those rehabilitation centers, drug treatment is very expensive. And we've discovered that common people can't afford such treatments. And most of the times when we counsel, we refer to neuropsychiatric hospital. And because of the stigma, not many families won't take their children to neuropsychiatric hospital for treatment, even though it's also expensive. You have to pay 400,000 naira for a child to be admitted. So even those who can afford don't want to go there, because after many years in the child's life, people will still continue, because nobody wants to know what was actually the reason why the person was taken to neuropsychiatric hospital. People will continue to look at the person as somebody who has once had a mental problem. So because of that, my families don't want to carry their children to neuropsychiatric hospital. And we are always facing a problem where we can only counsel. We have the expertise to do more, but we don't have the logistics to provide such services to humanity. So, if there's any way that the church under your leadership could support NDLEA Ogun State Command in addressing some of these challenges to help the people of the state.
Gladly cooperate with you in every area possible. And the reason I mentioned the one in Lagos is so that if we don't do as much as you expect, it's because we are very negative in this thing, in that way. And of course, people come from all over the country. You're doing a great job, sir. And the government cannot repay you for what you are doing. Only God can. Only God, only God. Because when you see the damage that can be done to the whole family, not physically alone, not materially alone, the very legacy of the family can be destroyed by just one fellow. So I know, sir, I know the value of the great work you are doing. I want to encourage you, please keep going. And like I said, If there's anything we can do within the limits that I've already explained, we try our best. In the meantime, of course, we'll keep on praying for you, that God Himself will grant you success like you have never had before.
It is believed that with collaborative efforts like these, the war against drug abuse will be won.